I dobar dan svima, lijep pozdrav. Evo, samo da provjerimo da li je sve u redu, da li smo krenuli na YouTube-u. Evo, samo sekunda, dobro je. Evo, Boži blagoslov svima u ime Oca, Sina i Duha Svetoga. Evo, ovdje je s nama jedna bivša muslimanka, Tahmin, i ovaj intervju s njom bit će na engleskom jeziku. So, good day, dear Tahmin. I had a little introduction in my language for viewers and mention them that this will be held in English language. So you're ex-Muslim, and I wanted to hear your story and also story of oppression of women in Islam. So I would like to ask you, maybe tell us a little about your background if you want. You don't have to say anything, as I've realized you want to stay pretty anonymous, because there where you live you're pretty much in danger, right? Am I correct?
No, it's not so dangerous. First of all, good day, and thank you for inviting me here. And no, it's not that much dangerous, but I just want to be anonymous. And the one thing I just can tell about myself, that I was born in a Muslim family, and just after knowing and learning about it, I have decided to let it go, and free myself, and that's it.
Yes, as and also I have to mention to our audience that Tahmin, she leads YouTube channel, and she's exposing Islam, if I may say. So you can see in the description a link to her YouTube channel, and although she's here without showing her face, you can check her videos and see her with on her channel, and see her work. I found your work pretty interesting, because I saw that you are going through all the authentic Islamic teachings, and that was because that was interesting to me, because I think it is correct. So first, I would like to, if you can, maybe a few words about your channel, and why have you decided to leave Islam?
Oh, it was a long journey. So why I have decided, it's actually not 1 point, 2 point. It's not like that. It took approximately 1.5 year for me to completely understand, and when I was sure at the end of the day, like, I'm completely sure that yes, this is something that is not, it's not gonna work for me, and it is something which is not for humanity. And after that, I actually left Islam. It's not just one reason; many reasons were there.
I understand. I understand. Yes. And in your opinion, can you tell us? And I think this is good to mention to people, because you are now, you're not you haven't became Christian, or you are just ex-Muslim. You believe in something, but you are no longer Muslim. And I think you are the perfect candidate for this interview, because uh, now nobody can say, look, she's a Christian, so she's biased now. No, because now your opinion, we can see, does it align with Christian stance on Islam and atheist agnostics, or or is it something else? Because I think you are a perfect candidate, because you are now totally independent about any religion. And I would like to know, what is Islam in your opinion, and also you can say whatever you feel beside these questions also. So, what is Islam in your opinion?
It's a complete, it's a system which is trapping people. It's like, it comes to people, in a way that it is so much useful. It is so much. It's a religion of peace. It gives right to women, and it's all a mass. It's all a lies. And when it is spread, when it is established in a society, then it shows its right true face. And this true face is something that it takes away people's life, like it takes away everything from a person's life. It's like you cannot just be yourself. You cannot just listen to yourself like anything that you desire in your life. You cannot do that because Islam has a very strict rule, sets of rule for both men and women, and the relationship you are going to have with other people in your society, how you're going to see them, how you're going to interact with them. And Islam has a complete rule of everything. And it is like it just doesn't matter that what you feel. And mostly it's actually against humans, like instinct and their desire. Like you cannot, the what should I say, the professions you are choosing, it completely depends on your religion. If you want to practice your religion, then it's completely your religion is going to control that. And Islam has a lot of restriction in everything, in your personal relationship, in your career choice, and the life of women is like it has taken away the life of women completely. Like nothing, she's just nothing but an object. And like it's very unhealthy. What I see that in a personal life, in social relationship, Islam is completely unhealthy. It's an unhealthy system of living. This is what it is. Islam is to me.
And in your opinion, what is status of women in Islam?
I think we should talk about that in like a bit in details.
Hmm.
Is that
Do you
okay?
want me maybe to share your PowerPoint, or do you wish to do it later, maybe,
Okay,
or now?
okay. I'm going to. I will tell you. First of all, that Islam, how what it like what it tells in the beginning, that it gives right to women. And it has a very strict rule like women will be in home. Women will not, like, the man will take care of them financially, and she doesn't have to do anything. She's like a queen. She's like a queen, and she will cover herself and something like that. And in one way it may seem that, yeah, Islam is actually is giving a good system for women, where women are being protected, or they are not being used as a product. And like these Muslim scholars used to say about western women, that they are just being used as a sexual product. And Islam is not doing that. So it is showing like that. And in the beginning it may seem that, okay, yeah, Islam is a very good system. But after that, if you like dive inside of it, and after knowing that what Islam is actually doing, after when it has captured women in the home, and it has bailed women, and what is the purpose of that, what is actually doing, what Islam is actually doing after that. And we can see, yes, you can show my PowerPoint right now. And hmm, okay, the second slide you can show. Okay, so here we can see that no, it is not the one,
Hmm.
the previous one, the previous
Previous
slide.
one. Okay, okay.
Okay,
This
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yes, this one. So what we can see here. Okay, so in Surah Nisa, it is directly coming from the Quran. So there's no way anyone can say that this is a die for this is wrong, this is wrong. No, it is completely coming from Quran, the holy book, which Muslims claim that it has come from the God. Anyway, so in Surah Nisa we can see that if you read that, and if you fear that you will not deal justly with the orphan girls, then marry those that please you of other women, two, three, or four. But if you fear that you will not be just, then marry. Sorry, the in the bracket, the translator it is writing it. This is actually not a part of the Quran. Then one, and those your right hand possesses, this is more suitable that you may not incline. So so the point here is they are like capturing women in home, and they are making women like, okay, you don't have to earn money, you don't have to go outside, you cannot go outside without a mahram, and you don't have to do anything. So when she is in her home, when she is taking care of her family, at that point when she is completely financially dependent on a man, on her husband, or her father and anything, on her husband, at that point her husband is allowed to marry like two, three, four women at the same time. He can have four wives, up to four wives at one time. And it's not like that, it just not ends here. He can also have sex slave, sex, like right hand possesses, i.e. slave. He can have slave as much as he want. And here people can say that if you cannot be just to your wife, then marry only one. It is mentioned here, but it's actually like Quran is completely, is full of contradictions. And Quran is not actually talking about marrying only one woman, because here we can say that we can see that marry only one, and keep your slaves at the same time.
Yeah,
And
it's not.
also,
It's not just. It's not. It's not so fair. You want to say it's like promoting. Oh, oh, you can have a wife. You can marry to her. Have nice family, and beside that, you can have as many slaves as you want, and that
as you
that
want,
are
yes,
sex slaves. That's it's not proper family. If you would like to say
of
like
course,
that. Yeah,
of course.
continue, please.
And also the next verse, we can see that in Surah Nisa 129, verse 129, and you will never be able to be equal between wives, if even if you should strive. So do not incline completely and leave another hanging. And if you amend and fear Allah, and then indeed Allah is all forgiving and merciful. So here we can see a clear contradiction, that you do not have to be, a man do not have to be equal to his wives. So it really doesn't matter that if he's equal or not. He can just marry up to four wives at the same time, and he can have as much a slave he wants. Now, what kind of a woman is going to uh
Yeah, but
like
sorry,
what
but I see that it writes leave another hanging. So it's like
it's
oh you don't have to bother about some of your wives, no problem if she suffers or something. I don't know. It's
right. You do not like do not give your full time to one person, and do not just keep another hanging. You just like you give your time as much as you want to any of your wives. It doesn't matter. And what it is doing here, that you are Islam is capturing women in in the house. Then they are taking this power of women, that she is financially not independent anymore, and she cannot stand up for herself, and she now has to, she is like she has to do that. She has to share her husband with other women at the same time. And she is never ever enough for her husband. Like according to Islam, she is never enough. Okay. So, and we can also see in other, you can scroll it down to the last slide. Most probably the last
okay,
slide.
okay. This one.
Just a minute.
hmm Maybe it's a little bit of a delay.
Okay, the previous one, the previous one.
The previous one it was this
Okay.
one.
Okay, the next one.
The first one was
No, the
this.
next one.
Next one it gives me this, and it gives me this
Okay,
also.
okay, here. Keep it here,
Okay,
keep it here.
okay.
Okay, the last one you can see, it's a hadith, and Sahih al Bukhari hadith, that if a woman spends the night deserting her husband's bed, then the angels send their curses on her till she comes back. And it's like, it's just, she is nothing but a sexual object. Like, she doesn't have any desire. She doesn't have any like, she cannot say yes, she cannot say no. Like, she has no opinion. She just has to follow her husband the way her husband wants her. And it doesn't matter, her husband is going to another wife, and he can just keep hanging other, like, however, as we have seen in the last verse, that it's okay.
And
He does.
what kind of God is that sends his angels to curse that woman because she just refuses sex? I can't understand that
Yeah,
from
yeah.
my
This is the point.
Christian because I haven't seen that in either in Judaism or in Christianity, but Islam loves to call them Abrahamic religion. I really don't see that in Abrahamic religion, and because of that, I'm glad you as an ex-Muslim who don't believe in maybe in Abrahamic God anymore, but you're as an independent person, I think you more agree with us, uh, Christian and Jews, than Muslims in terms of morality.
Of course, it is not a peaceful family. It is not a family based on respect, based on love, based on integrity, based on loyalty. Of course, we cannot say that it is a family based on loyalty, based on love. So also you can see the previous hadith here, that if a woman asks her husband, okay, before that we actually need to see something else. Before I go to go to this hadith, we need to see something else. And just a
No
minute.
problem. Maybe you want previous slide.
Hmm.
We can we can get back if you want.
That is too
This is
technical.
Mishkat al Masgbi.
Okay. Okay. Let's be there. Surah Al Ahzab, and this is the 13th number surah of Quran, and verse 37. That, and remember, O Prophet, when you say to the one who on whom Allah bestowed favor, and she can her bed. Just a minute. No, actually, I was talking about something else. Just a minute. Just a minute.
No problem. I can read it also if you want. If
No,
it.
no, no. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Mhm.
Just a minute. Okay, go to the second slide again. Surah Nisa, verse 34.
Here is
Right.
34.
Yes, yes, yes. Here it is. Okay. Maybe I have cut it a bit. Just a minute. Surah Nisa, verse 34.
Yes, you maybe cut it because it's starting like
Yeah, yeah, a bit.
are the
Okay,
protectors.
men are in charge of women. I'm reading it from the website. Men are in charge of women, and by what Allah has given one over the other, and what they spend from their wealth. So here we can see that men are in charge. And why men are in charge? Men are above women because he spends for the women from whatever he earns. So what Islam teaches us, that women are queen. Why? Because she can stay at home, and she is not, she doesn't have to provide for herself financially. She is queen, that's why. But here we can see that the man is having a upper hand here. He is above the women. Why? Because he is spending for the women from his wealth. This is the reason. And what we can see here, so righteous women are devoutly obedient, guarding in absence what Allah would have them guard. So righteous women are home, who are devoted to their husband, and who guard their chastity when in absence of her husband. But those wife from whom you fear arrogance, if you fear arrogance, it's not like the wife is arrogant. It's just he is fearing arrogance from that wife. Advise her. Okay, maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm not. I was
I
not.
can read from here also.
No, no,
As
no,
to
no.
the,
Okay, okay. As to those women on those part, you fear disloyalty. You fear disloyalty. It's not like she is disloyal. You fear disloyalty and ill conduct. Ab, uh, admonish them. Actually, okay. First here, you see, the first, next, this verse is actually not a part of Quran. The translator is writing them.
Yes,
Translators adding them.
everything in brackets is not from the Arabic Quran. That's funny because they add so much stuff.
Yes. So he can do all these three at the same time. What he can do, he can advise that woman, he can refuse to share bed with her, and also he can beat her. And if she returns to obedience, seek not against them mean. For Allah is high, okay, high, most high and great. So what he can do, he can beat his wife, and it is completely, it's written, it's clearly written in the Quran that he can beat his wife, he can separate the bed with wife, he can advise her at the same time. Whenever he is like he is fearing that her his wife is maybe disloyal, he's fearing that it's not like she is, or maybe his wife is disobedient, somehow is talking, maybe she is fighting somehow, maybe she is standing up for her own right, and that's why she is disobedient, and she can be beaten, and it is the teaching of Quran. So here we can see another. You go to the second slide now, please.
Okay, this one.
No, the previous one.
This
No,
one.
the next one.
The next
Yes,
one
yes, 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 yes. Keep it
this
here.
was the one we
Oh,
were
okay.
we were.
The next one, the next one. Sorry, the next one,
Mhm.
and the next one. Okay, keep it here. Keep it here. Keep it here.
Okay.
In Surah Al-Ahzab, we can see verse 37. And remember, O Muhammad, when you say to the one on whom Allah bestowed favor and you bestowed favor, keep your wife and fear Allah. And well, you concealed within yourself that which Allah is to disclose, and you feared the people. Well, Allah has more right that you fear Him. So when Zayed had no longer any need of her, so what's happening here is Muhammad had a adopted son of his own, and what he was concealing in his heart that he liked the wife of his adopted son, that he is concealing in his heart, and Allah is about to disclose that. And here we can see that when Zayed, the Zayed is the name of the adopted son of Muhammad, prophet, the self-claimed prophet Muhammad, and when Zayed had no longer any need for her, we married her to you. That means when a man doesn't need his wife anymore, he can divorce her. It's not like she is disloyal. It's not like she has done anything wrong. Nothing like this. He just doesn't need her anymore. She can divorce. He can divorce her when he doesn't need her anymore. When he has fulfilled his desire, it is written in the Quran. There is no need. There is no reason you need to divorce her. You can just divorce her.
Yeah, funny to allow you to marrying wives or of your
Adopted
own
sons.
adopted
Adopted
sons. Yeah,
sons' wife.
very
Yeah.
very funny. Yeah.
Yes. It is one rule, and also like a man is allowed to divorce his wife for no reason, just because he doesn't want her anymore. That's it. So we can see, please go to the previous slide. Okay, keep it here. Mm. No, the previous slide, please. Okay, which one? I'm just a minute.
Do you want me maybe that I ask you questions because I have many questions for you?
Yeah. Please ask.
Okay, so we can go back later to this.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
If you would like to say something, because I would like to share something with you. And okay, now you've led us some thoughts about Quran, Islam, and I just wanted to know, as a Muslim, Was that disturbing to you when you were a Muslim? These things that you have shown to me, or not?
Mm, are you talking about my experience or
Yes,
just my
no, no.
opinion or
I'm
opinion?
talking. I'm talking about how did you feel when you were thinking about those things you were reading right now? Because you knew for them when you were a Muslim, right?
Actually, I didn't know completely. The fact is, the Muslim scholars they always sugarcoat when they're talking about Islam, and but yes, this the full marriage that they're allowed for a man. I did know about that, and I always felt disgusted about that. Why they should be there? No, it shouldn't be there. So some things actually were sugar coated that I knew, and that's why I was giving a benefit of doubt to Islam. But when I have come to know about all of this, then I decided no, it's actually no, it's not.
Okay, I would like to know also because I would like to show you one video from Islamic scholars, and I would comment. I would like to see your opinion and ask, do you agree that Islam teaches that? And I would now put it, and it's about pedophilia. But does Islam allow it? And is it true teaching of Islam? And now I would like you to listen to this now, and all the viewers to listen what do Islamic scholars say.
Sure.
Wife against her will, is that wrong under Sharia?
So Islam comes with certain marital rights. Husbands have certain rights and duties. For example, the husband has to provide shelter, he has to provide clothing, he has to provide food. And the state, the qadi, basically the Islamic state, can force the husband to provide for his wife. And
this is actually about marital rape. But okay, we'll keep that first, and we'll later go to pedophilia. But this is about marital rape, so I want you to listen.
And for his children and his family, this is something that's good. This is an important policy that reduces the man's individual liberty. And similarly, the woman's individual liberty is also restricted. That if the husband has a reasonable request for sexual relations, reasonable, then she is obligated to comply with that. If she decides not to, he can't start beating her and he can't start abusing her in a violent way. But the say that, look, you're not meeting your spousal duties, and therefore you will forfeit your mahar, for example, the bride dowry. You will forfeit your other privileges as a wife. So there's give and take in marriage. That's why Islam is beautiful, because it creates this dependency between husband and wife. It's not like modern sexless marriages in the West where women say, oh, I can leave my husband to have no sex for months because I don't feel like it. I'm a strong, independent woman. And meanwhile, the husband is working his tail off trying to provide for his family, but there's no obligation on his wife to reciprocate in any kind, because she's a strong, independent feminist and she has to have maximum choice and opportunity. But the poor devil, he has to work and provide for all of that with no compensation or anything in return.
Husband gives shelter, so he has a right to beat her up.
I hate to do this.
Yeah, this was about marital rape, and also this video was about
rape is sinful, but it's not a crime to be punishable by law. And this is something that it's almost impossible to prove. It's so intimate between the spouses that is done behind closed doors. How can a woman prove this? Most women who do not want to stay married to their husbands, they would falsify claims and accuse their husbands of doing this or that, and we all know that this is not true.
So I don't know. Have you hear him? So if you could see the previous Islamic scholar and this one, they all claim that marital rape is part of Islam, and this one says that marital rape, although it is a sin, but there is no prescribed punishment in it. and at the last, I don't know, have you heard the last part? Because he says that woman is lying, and because how he can say that she's lying, because she has no 4 witnesses. And
married to their husbands,
listen to again.
They would falsify claims and accuse their husbands of doing this or that, and we all know that this is not true.
So we all know that is not true. If a woman says he raped me, they all know it is not true because she have no 4 witnesses. And we basically see that marital rape is approved in Islam. What is your opinion about it? Does Islam allow it? And is that true teaching of Islam?
Yes, it is the right teaching of Islam. That okay, so what the previous scholar has claimed, that women is she's saying no for 1 month, and he's acting like women doesn't have any desire. I mean, seriously, is that the reality? It's not the reality, right? So anyway, yeah, it is. They create this kind of farce to justify their claims, and that's it. And yes, as I have already shown, that women cannot say no to her husband, even if, and the reason there wasn't any reasonable, a reasonable request that the previous scholar said, it is not mentioned. It is something that he is adding to it. He doesn't need to have any reason. Like, whatever the wife is doing, whatever her health condition is, it doesn't matter. If he wants, she cannot say no, and that's it. And there's no reciprocation. And yes, it is right, the 4 witness. Like, this is how women actually being suppressed. This is what I was talking about. You can ask if you have any questions.
Yeah. I understand. I'm searching for one video. Okay, I haven't uploaded it so far. Okay, no problem. I will find it. So yeah, this scandalous teaching about marital rape is part of Islam, and we can see that there is no crime in Sharia. That is no punishable in Sharia. You can't give I don't know 100 or 50 or whatever
lashes.
Number of lashes, yeah, because
Okay.
there are no witnesses. And
okay, one thing I want to add, that the previous scholar, he said that a man or the provider, they provide shelter, they provide clothing, and it's very shameful. It's very shameful for a man who is saying it, because providing shelter, giving clothing, giving clothes, it's a fundamental need, fundamental right of a person. It's a fundamental right. Nobody has to talk about it. Nobody has to show that, oh, see, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you this. A family, both man and women, both husband and wife, they build their family, and they both work for it. They both put their effort on it, and it's a 50-50 relationship. It should be a 50-50 relationship. And why someone needs to say like that? Okay, I do this, I do that. That means I buy you in some way. Just give me. What's the point? It's shameful.
yeah, I totally agree. And I will now try to upload this. Just give me 1 second about pedophilia, and just a second. I would like to, because Muslims that promote pedophilia. Just give me 1 second. Okay. And I would like you to comment on this. Is this also true teaching of Islam? You, as person who was in Islam, or do we Christians or atheists or agnostics, do we make this up? I would like you to see this video and comment on it.
Asking you a question. Do you agree with child marriage?
Yes.
Do you agree with child marriage?
I'm not going to deny it.
Do you agree with child marriage?
Yes!
Right. That is the problem.
We heard on camera a Muslim woman say that she would not condemn paedophilia.
Do you condemn paedophilia?
No, I don't.
You don't condemn paedophilia. Did you hear that? What's an adolescent?
An adolescent?
Yeah.
Someone who's gone into puberty.
Someone who's gone into puberty. Had Aisha gone into puberty at 6 years old?
At the age of 6, no.
No. So she wasn't an adolescent then, was she?
Right, but it doesn't mean that she can't make her decision on certain.
No, it really does. Do you think that Saudi Arabia should allow 6-year-old children to marry?
Again, like I said, with regards to people, they vary. Like, I've already explained that, as you said. I've explained to you the situation. I said if I was in the position of Abu Bakr...
Which wasn't my question. My question was, do you think that Saudi Arabia should allow 6-year-old children to marry?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Ladies and gentlemen, that should shock you.
You'd have Heku says, under Sharia, Muhammad was allowed to marry Aisha when she was 6. Would this be allowed under your system, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that many cultures practice to this day. And it's based on this biological reality. They're trying to maximize the fertility window of women because they want to have more children. And this is basically the way that evolutionary psychologists explain it. And I'm not promoting evolution, but these are people that you would respect, or other atheists.
He said Islam doesn't allow, the Western way, like how there's pedophilia, etc. Yeah, Islam just legalizes pedophilia. Aisha, one could actually argue, she actually didn't even have kids. So maybe she was damaged internally.
Yeah, that was it. So, in my opinion, Islam purely promotes pedophilia. We see from these people that they are fighting to promoting pedophilia. What are your thoughts about it, and does Islam really teach that?
Yes, Islam allows pedophilia, and it is written in Quran. Actually, if you can somehow you can open Surah 65 verse 4, and it is complete. It is written in Quran. No, it is not here. It's not in this.
Okay.
It's not here.
No problem. Surah, what you say?
65 verse 4.
Just a little second. 65. Okay, verse 4, and okay, I will read it. And those who no longer expect menstruation among your women, if you doubt, then their period is 3 months. And also for those who have not menstruated, and for those who are pregnant, their term is until they give birth. And whoever fears Allah, He will make for him his matter ease. That is from Sahih International.
Okay, we have here a comma after 3 months, and those who have not menstruated, after that we have a period. So it is one sentence. So here we are talking about, in Quran is talking about 2 types of women. A woman who already, like, she has gone through her menopause and she doesn't have any menstruation cycle anymore, and the one who have not menstruated yet. So she is a pre-pubescent girl, and no age limit is mentioned in Quran. So a woman, a girl, a child at any age, she can get married according to Islam, according to the Quran. And she can get married, she can get divorced, and then she can get married again. Like,
yes, I've read in Islam Q&A that you can get married, and sexual activity is not based on her age but on her physical strength. So if she's has enough strength, I don't know, 6 years.
How can a girl have enough strength?
Of course she can, but they
what kind
probably
of justification is that?
They probably look at if she won't break, it is okay, which is totally immoral, because that girl also is not developed person in head also, and not only that she can't give birth, she is mentally still a young girl, because Aisha also played with dolls. So we can see in the Sahih Hadiths. You can check that. Our audience can check that. Okay, did you wanted to say anything beside this about pedophilia, or should I move on other questions?
Okay, I want to add 2 points. One, this Muslim scholar that we were listening to, he said that about the birth rate, that if she is being married at an early age, then she can give birth to as much as children, but many children she can give birth. So this is one of the biggest reason. I would say it is actually the main reason of getting married in Islam, that giving birth to children and contraception is actually not allowed in Islam. And also what they are doing here to do that, and what's the purpose of that? What the purpose of this is to what should I say, that having too many people in Islam. Like if you give birth, if a Muslim couple give birth to 10, 15 children, then all of them are Muslim. So it is increasing the number of Muslims. And this is the reason Muslims are inspired to have as much as children as they can. And also because of this agenda, they are risking a child's life. A 9 years old or 13 years old, her body is not ready to have kid. We all know that today.
Yes,
and it really doesn't matter to these Muslim scholars. It doesn't matter. She is dying. It doesn't matter. We need to just give her marry, and we just need to make her a baby making machine. That's it.
I would like to go to some Islamic sources with you, if you don't mind, and that you, as ex-Muslim, tell me and tell our audience, is it teaching of Islam or not? So I will share my presentation. Let me just back to the start. Okay, this is the status of woman in Islam. So I will go one by one and want to hear responses from you. Is this part of Islam or not? Because I found it in the Sahih, authentic hadiths that it is part of Islam. For example, in Islam, a woman is worth half as much as a man. Men need 50% fewer witnesses in court under Sharia. They need, I think, 2. Women need 4. And Muhammad told women that they are deficient in their brains. He said, yes. I have not seen anyone less in intelligence and religion than you. That is in Sahih al-Bukhari 304. Here is the link to the... So this is the part of the authentic Islam.
Of course. Women are, the Muhammad himself said that women are half-brained. They have deficiency in their brain.
Yeah. Also, according to Sahih Hadith, most of the inhabitants of hell will be women. That's so funny.
Yes.
That is in Sahih al-Bukhari 3241. Also, link is here. You can check. Our audience can check it. And that is funny to me, because not only that you women are most stupid in this world, you will be, most of you will be in hell.
Roasted in hell.
Yeah. It's so stupid. I can't. I really can't realize that. I also read in I think it was Islam Q&A that every man in Islamic paradise will have at least 2 women. So and I'm thinking now, if for example there will be let's, I don't know, say 1 million men, and there will be 2 million women, because everyone will have 2 wives at least. But still, most of the inhabitants of hell will be women. So I don't know.
No, it's actually they will be hur. They are
huris.
Yeah, they are not women of this world, of this planet. They are hur in Jannah.
Yeah, but
in heaven.
But in heaven, yes, but also in the hell. In hell will be women which are that is not fair to me, because it seems that because of that, most of the inhabitants also will be in heaven also. Never mind if they are huris or not, but they will be majority of women everywhere. So I really don't see the right calculation there. I think it is a big fraud from Muhammad and Islam. What do you think of it?
Yes, Muhammad wanted to take people, and Muhammad wanted them to fight for him, and Muhammad was just brainwashing them by this kind of fairy tales, that they will have hur in Jannah, in heaven, and that is how he used to brainwash them, and that's it. So, and also if you go to the link, I'm opening it here, that why majority of women are actually will be in the hell, because
you can read it if you want. I won't
it is
open
not
it now.
written. Okay, it is not written here, but the point is, I have read it in somewhere else, that they do not listen to their husband, and that's why they're disobedient to their husband. That is the reason they will be in hell.
That is the main reason for. So Allah is so merciful regarding to Quran. Okay, the worst shirk is making partners to Allah, but it seems he is not so merciful, because just due to the obedience or to man, they will to husband, they will be in hell.
Yes.
I really can see the right calculation there.
Yeah, and also that I have shown you that man can divorce his wife just because he doesn't need her anymore. He doesn't find her attractive anymore. And women are actually not allowed to divorce her husband. Women cannot divorce her husband according to Islam. She has to ask for a divorce to her husband. She has to ask for it. She cannot divorce him. And if her husband allows it, only then she can get the divorce, otherwise no. And she needs to have a very strong reason to divorce him. And if she wants to divorce her husband without any strong reason, then she will not have the odor of paradise. She will never have. And what is a strong reason? You can tell me that a man can have 4 wives at the same time. He can have sex slaves, and the women cannot do a damn about it. She just has to allow it. And that means her husband is being disloyal, and she cannot do anything, and she cannot divorce her husband because her husband is a disloyal man. She cannot do that. And
she has to watch his adultery in heaven.
Yes, in her house. Yes, she has to see it. And also she can be beaten by her husband. It is written in the Quran. I already have shown it. She can be beaten. It is allowed. The Quran is allowing it. So what is actually the strong reason that she can divorce her husband? What is actually the strong reason?
Yeah.
Maybe her husband is important. It is the only reason she can divorce him. But otherwise, there is no such a reason that a woman can ever divorce her husband. And if she wants, if she's being beaten, if she's seeing that her husband is a disloyal man, she cannot. She just has to deal with it. And if she wants a divorce, then she will never ever have the odor of paradise. It is written in Hadith.
But you're a woman. You don't have intelligence. according to Bukhari. According to Muhammad,
Muhammad, yes.
You are deficient in your brain. So I don't know what are you talking about. Why are you talking like this? It's not good. Okay.
Okay,
so
I'm not half-brained anymore because I already have kicked him out of my life.
Yeah. Let's go further. Okay, I would like to mention to the hadiths, because there are some people that reject hadiths, although they are indispensable part of Sunni Islam. So
of course. It is written in the Quran. I need to make it clear that it is written in the Quran that you must obey both Allah and Messenger, both Allah and Muhammad. And Quran is the word of God according to Islam. And where can you find the words of Muhammad that you must obey beside Allah's guidance? The things you can find in Hadith. So to understand and follow Muhammad, you must go to Hadith. So nobody can reject Hadith, Sahih Hadith. They cannot do that.
Yeah, I heard Sheikh Al-Hakim saying that in Quran it is written, Allah revealed dhikr, and with the word dhikr, it is both Quran and Sunnah, in his opinion, in scholars' opinion. So in Allah revelation is not only the Quran, but also it is in the Sunnah. And and in the hadiths of Bukhari and Muslim, they are all considered sahih, completely authentic by Islamic ulama, and indispensable part of Sunni Islam. And they contain details how Muslims can perform prayer, ritual ablutions, and so on, and how they know how to pray 5 times a day, at which times, how to make ablution, I said.
They cannot find it in Quran, yes.
Yes, and
they must go to Hadith for that.
I mentioned this because of many Muslims that, not many, but there are Muslims that say, oh, I accept only Quran, but you can't. You really can't, because all the revelation is written in the Quran, in the Hadiths, when it is revealed, some verse, some ayat, and so on. Do you want to add something to this?
Quran is completely like nobody can understand Quran completely without Hadith. It's not possible, and yes, you cannot pray namaz. You cannot pray the prayer. You can perform prayer. You don't know how to do this wudu. You cannot do the ablution. You can't, because you must go to Hadith for that. Hadith is the inseparable part of Islam.
Yes, and you mentioned already this, that during earthly life, Muslim woman cannot marry 4 men, and she's not allowed to marry non-Muslim. So it is not equal. And Muslim, on the other hand, can marry up to 4 wives, and it is allowed to marry non-Muslim. So how is this equal?
No, it is not equal. You see, you just clearly see that it's not equal. And the point is, the Muslim man, the society, that the way the society has been built, that they want as much as women they can. So men are allowed to marry non-Muslim girls, because the Yehudi, the Jew and the Christian girls, because they will, like, they need to have more wives so they can have more children. That's why men are allowed, and Muslim women are not allowed to marry a non-Muslim man, a Christian or Jew, because they do not want to let go of their women. They need them to make baby. That's it. And no, women are not allowed to marry up to 4, and no, up to one. She cannot. She must have one husband. Yes.
Yeah, of course. And we also say that in Islamic paradise, a man can have up to 72 virgins, that is huris, and for martyrs and others, people that do not die as martyrs, they receive 2 women. So, but that is also unjust, because, for example, you were a Muslim, and you said you, for example, had one husband, and if you had one husband, he should be, he should be, I don't know, in eternity with you, and so on. But she receives 2 women in paradise. I really don't understand what is the meaning of this other lady, because it's now getting to the question, why 2 women? Why he is not just only for this one woman? I really, and look, in the earth, Muslim man was allowed 4 women, but in the paradise he's allowed only 2. So I really don't understand that math. Also, why not 4 at the heaven also? Why 2?
No, he will have 72 if he dies in jihad. So it is only to encourage him to die in jihad, to go to jihad, to go to fight. Yes, and that it was an encouragement, and that's it. It's a bribe from Muhammad.
I see Islam like religion for men, because much of those statements in the Quran is like written for the men and not for women, because they are less intelligent and they don't understand the Quran according to Muhammad.
They don't go to jihad, they don't die, and even if she wants to go to jihad, she can't, because she must bear her children. She must give birth to children as much as possible. So yeah, she's of no use, and that's it.
Crazy, yeah. And also you mentioned this about child marriage. It is Surah 65, called Al-Talaq, or in English, divorce. And verse 4 mentions the part, those who have not yet menstruated. And that means you can see at this link, quran.com/65/4, divorcing a child means that Islam allows child marriage. And And that is a big moral problem today. But why do Islamic scholars and dais and imams and sheikhs, why do then they don't promote that to Western liberal media?
Okay, okay, that's a very great question, because it's a part of Islam that Muslims must lie. Like, if they need to lie to spread Islam, they can lie. And the things you are seeing in the Western countries, that they have a gay mosque, and they have women imam, which is completely forbidden in Islam. Islam doesn't allow homosexuality. They are actually, they need to be killed according to Islam. But they have gay mosque. Why? Just to deceive people, just to show people that Islam is a religion of tolerance. They tolerate other, and it's which is actually not the case, which is actually not the right case. And also they have imam women, which is not right. Women cannot be a imam ever in mosque. It is not possible according to Islam. But they are doing that, and also they hide this kind of sides of Islam, because they want to brainwash them, because they want to uh, deceive them, so they can convert to Islam. It is just a
Yeah.
tricks.
Yeah, plenty of tricks, it seems. And I would like to also see you comment on this. Is this also part of Islam? So facilitating the divorce of women who have not menstruated means, as we said, approving pedophilia according to Sharia.
Yes.
But Muhammad, Prophet of Islam, he married his wife Aisha when she was 6 and
Yes.
had intercourse with her when she was 9.
Yes.
We can check that at Sahih al-Bukhari 5134. Is that part of Islam? Is that true teaching of Islam?
Of course, it is true that Muhammad married her when she was only 6 years old. So definitely a 6 years old
Yeah.
girl, a child, is not mature enough to take the decision that whom she should marry. And definitely she is not.
So that is
Yeah.
crazy. So that is the reason why those people we saw earlier in video were chanting and promoting pedophilia, because they want this moral, which they see in the example of Muhammad. They want this to impose to the world, pedophilia, right? Because I can see any other option. Why would you promote pedophilia? I think it is right from the sources of Islam, the most
Authentic
trustworthy
sources.
sources. Yeah.
Yes.
And also, I've said that marital rape, no prescribed punishment, as we heard Sheikh Al-Hakim. And okay, this is okay. This was just my comment about that some scholars say that she was 18, but there is not a single hadith or verse, trustworthy hadith or verse, that can support that claim. But because all of the sahih and trustworthy 100%, 99%, which are sahih hadiths, trustworthy, they all say that she had 6 or sometimes says 7, but
Yes.
6 or 7, and always that intercourse was when she
9.
was 9. So why those Muslims, some Muslims, lie that she was 18?
Because they are shameful, because they to the people they are preaching their Islam, their religion, they know these people are not idiot. They do not like pedophilia, and that's why they are just deceiving, they are just lying, and that's it, nothing else.
They know that this is immoral, in other words, and they would
know
like
this is immoral to that people.
Yeah,
that's why.
That is why they would like to be 18, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, here is also my comment that is this true? You will tell me 4 great schools of thought of Sunni Islam, Hanbali, Hanafi, Shafi, and Maliki all agree that Aisha was 6 years old when Muhammad married her and 9 years old when he had sexual intercourse with her. Is this true also?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, and this is a funny verse in Quran for me that about woman in Islam. She was created primarily to expand family, and this is and as a sexual object. This is also shown in the Quran when
Yes.
where she is viewed as sexual object of a man, with
Yes.
words, "Your women are a tilt for you to cultivate, so
Yes,
go
yes.
to your tilt, and ye will." Surah
Yes.
223.
Yeah.
So, what is your comment about that verse?
Yeah, I already have talked about in one of my videos that yes, women are a place of cultivation,
Yeah,
and
crazy.
she is nothing. She is nothing more than this.
Nothing more than this. Just place to cultivate, dumb place to cultivate with no brain,
Yeah.
and it seems like this when you read those sources. We're not making anything up. Let us people who don't agree with us, let us send where Muhammad or someone said women are very intelligent. I haven't seen that hadith or that they should have right to choose, do they want to have sex or not, or do they want they should have the right to choose that they can be the only wife and not to share their man with four other people. And tell me, how is do you think that sex between five people is capable in Islam? You know why I'm asking this? Because, for example, one Muslim has four women. Now, they run. For example, they want to have intimacy, and sexual power of woman is much larger than male. So man, when he gets to the second woman, he's pretty much not capable to continue. But women,
Yeah.
they won't be satisfied. They won't be satisfied. This third one and
Yeah.
fourth one, they I don't understand that calculation. Can you explain me?
I also have this question, and no scholar will ever give any direct answer because definitely in reality it is not. A man cannot satisfy his four wives or other slaves at the same time.
I think that is a perfect system for making people jealous and angry. And how can you love four wives at the same time? I mean that passionate love with when you
Yeah.
fell in love with someone, truly love someone, and not two, but four at the same time, and
There is no
uh,
love; it's just lust, and that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I agree with you. Okay, that is a strong argument for me and other people, other faiths that are non-Muslims, that we are right on this, because
Of
I
course.
really don't see love in this. I see only lust here, and I don't think it is moral. It is from God, or someone who doesn't believe in God would put it some other way. Okay, and here is also in Islam there is something called, I don't know, have you heard about it? I think you are, muta marriage. So that is temporary marriage
Yes.
made between two people, man and female, and then for a certain amount of money, a man can consummate a temporary marriage, which is nothing but legalized prostitution. So, is this true? That
Yes, it is
was
true.
part of Sunni Islam before. Now it is still part of Shia Islam. But
Yes, yes.
Muhammad's companions practices it in the one time, one part of the earlier Islam. How do you comment
Hmm.
about it?
Yeah, it is true. It's a legalized prostitution, definitely. You can just buy a woman, maybe only buy a cloth, a piece of cloth. You can buy her, or you're just giving money, and you can buy her for 3 hours or 3 days or 15 days. Doesn't matter, and it's completely because of the sex, and that's it, and nothing else. And after a period of time, the marriage will be end it. That's it.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, it
read
is true.
that. Yeah, thank you. I've read that it can be, I don't know, couple of hours, couple of days, or I don't know, 2
Yes.
weeks. No matter how do you put it, how do you wish. But it's funny that you it is like you sign a contract, but under the God for having a temporary lustful life.
Yes.
Come on, you need a contract for that. It's like desecrating God and His image and His. First, I haven't seen that Adam and Eve, that Adam had 4 wives and that that he was having muta marriages in Judaism and Christianity. It's crazy to us, and. I would like you to see this comment from Sheikh Al Hakim about muta marriage and our viewers that see it. And I would like you to comment about it. So let me put it about that what we are talking is true.
Temporary marriages in Islam. Mut'a marriage. Mut'a marriage is agreed upon Ahlus Sunnati wal Jama'ah. It was in the beginning permitted for a certain period of time.
So as we can see,
what
let's
is
listen
the concept
to
of temporary marriages in Islam?
One more time.
Mut'a marriage.
It was part of Islam.
Marriage is agreed upon Ahlus Sunnati wal Jama'ah. It was in the beginning permitted for a certain period of time.
So it was permitted so Allah permitted for a certain period. I can't understand what kind of a God would be that would allow prostitution. And listen to this now. Listen to this.
Between a man and a woman to have sex for a specific period of time in exchange of a specific amount of money.
So it's so cute explanation. Listen to it again.
It's an agreement. It's a contract between a man and a woman to have sex for a specific period of time in exchange of a specific amount of money.
So you pay someone and no problem, specific amount of money, specific amount of time, and here is his conclusion. So, and then I will ask you comment about this.
One may argue, then why was it permitted in the beginning? This is a ruling from Allah Azza wa Jal. We have no right to question why was it allowed and then why was it prohibited later on.
So they don't have the right to ask themselves questions why it was allowed. But I thought that they are smart and you women are stupid. But seems they are not so smart because they can't ask themselves those questions. Why Allah allow it? How do you comment about that?
And you don't think that Allah is also stupid that He made a rule and then He abolished it? Like He is not sure about His own rule. And anyway, actually, it is not completely forbidden. It is not forbidden. It's not, and it has been practiced afterward as well.
I think that Islamic concept of God doesn't exist. That it is Muhammad's forgery, and yeah, I think it is practiced because I've recently heard. I don't know. Have you been aware of this? That in Sharia law, in Sunni Sharia law, punishment for practicing muta marriage is not like of adultery. In adultery, you receive I don't know 100 or how many lashes. But when you are practicing muta, I think you don't receive lashes or something like that.
No.
Because yeah,
it is permissible. Yes. No, you do not get anything because it is halal. It is completely. You have permission to do that. So no.
I know that in Shia Islam is permissible. I don't know.
Shia is actually love practicing. They are practicing, and Sunni they don't actually practice it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, they will not be. They will not be punished if they practice
If
that.
they do it, really, they won't be punished. That's crazy. so if someone is, if somebody is doing adultery with, not with wife, that is adultery. He will, I don't know, stoning or lashing. But if you say, oh, I'm with, in a contract with this woman with 2 hours, oh, no problem, then this is a sin, you know, but you can go. it's
Yeah.
it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Okay, let me get back to this. Yeah, and as I've said, that muta marriage, yeah, I've read in Ibn Kathir or heard from this sheikh that it was permitted even twice. Okay, now Muhammad at last supposedly Sunni say abolished it, while Shia says it still counts on. But it is funny that even Sunni says that it was permitted twice. Why would God permit adultery, prostitution twice? It doesn't make sense. What's your thought about it?
Yeah, that's the way I already have said that is not. It's not actually forbidden. Sunni made it. It's not forbidden, and that's why
Crazy.
Shia still allows it, practice it.
Does in your area, I don't know, is
No. It is not practiced. No.
it's not practiced in your, okay. Okay, and yeah, this is also what you have said, that that Muhammad said, if a woman refuses sex, the angels will curse her until morning. That is in Sahih al-Bukhari 5193. Yeah, people can check it in this link. What's your opinion about this?
Yeah, I already have said about it. Yeah, it is true.
It is true. Crazy.
She is just an object, and that's it.
Rejects having intimacy with her husband without any legitimate reason, the angels curse her from the time she goes to bed until she wakes up in the morning.
It's so nice, sweet explanation. When you lay to the bed and when you stand up from your bed, you are cursed. The angels, just swearing at you, cursing at you. Oh, how can you, evil woman, you, how, why you haven't had sex with that lustful man? It's so crazy. I don't know. I really I'm feeling sorry for those people that don't.
They will never answer. Yeah, and they will never answer when they will be asked that what a woman will do if her husband is going to another wife and she seeks an intimacy with him and he cannot give it to her. What will happen then? And they do not have any answer of that. Of course, never.
Crazy teachings from Muhammad. Yeah, and I've put that video also, that just to people see that we are not making this up. This sheikh we have seen, Al Hakim, he's having 500,000 followers on YouTube. He's sheikh from Saudi Arabia, and I can tell that he's really truthful and honest sheikh. He's talking not sugar coated like many Western liberal Muslims, and I think you agree with me on that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you also mentioned, this is my last slide, so that if a man wants to divorce a woman, it's enough for him to say that he's divorcing her 3 times, and they are divorced, while the woman cannot do that. And you said what? Woman can't even say that she's divorced, or she must ask to her husband or what?
Husband for divorce, yeah. She must ask, and she cannot give divorce. She must ask her husband permission, and her husband can just give her a divorce, and he just needs to say divorce, talak, talak, talak 3 times, and that's it.
Yeah, interesting.
It's that much easy.
And yeah, just 3 times you do it
say
with
talak.
Talak, talak, magic word. But what if someone says that in humor or in a joke? Does it count still? Do you know? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just curious.
No, if he's not sure, not serious, no, doesn't matter. It shouldn't be matter.
Yeah.
But it actually depends on the group of people, group of the where he is actually living, because we have another concept of halala. So some sheikh, some maulana, they are actually very much interested in halala, and that's why they can make a rule that if you just you were just kidding and saying talak talak talak, then you are talak, you are divorced, and then if you want your wife back, then you must she must go through halala.
Yeah.
So it depends actually.
Yeah, I understand. And also there was a hadith that Muhammad said, also of course Sahih hadith, that about that woman cannot be even in a leadership position, and this is
Yes.
considered path to ruin, because Muhammad said never will succeed such a nation as makes a woman their ruler. Those words are
Yes.
stated in Sahih
Hadith.
al-Bukhari
Yes.
7099. And what do you think about it? Because I read a long list about women through history which were leaders. Even many of them weren't have any king beside them. For example, I think it was Japan, queen, ruler, Koken, and female rulers, and so on. For example, in Britain you had Queen Elizabeth. In Norway you have also queen. In many countries you have still queens, and that countries are the most wealthiest in the world now. What's funny? What's your comment about that?
Yeah, I have said it. Muhammad was completely a misogynist person, and that's it. He wanted. It is his interpretation that women are half-brained. Women cannot be. Nation can never be successful if they have a women as their leader. It's his interpretation. His interpretation of this kind of like misogynist man, Muhammad, and that's it.
Okay. I've shared what I've thought. And okay, beside all that, what are the most controversial teachings of Islam in your opinion?
There are many.
There are many still, because these are so controversial. We've talked about it, so there is more of them.
This is only one thing, like only about women. There are lots of other things that are so much controversial in Islam, like the fighting with non-believers, whoever doesn't believe in Allah and Muhammad. They need to be killed. The Muslim need to fight with them until they say that yes, they believe in Allah. They become Muslim. They need to fight them, and a lot of things. What I was just a minute.
Have you?
Jizya. She. If a country, like they have majority of the people, they are Muslim, or maybe it is being ruled by the Islamic law. If a country is being ruled with Islamic law, then the non-Muslims must pay jizya, and it doesn't matter they can afford it or not. Like it's not like tax. Like you are earning a certain amount of money, you are not paying any tax, but after you earn more than a certain amount of money, then you are paying tax. It's not like that. They must pay. Every non-Muslim must pay, because just because they are non-Muslim, just because they are not Muslim, just because their life is not secure in this country, because they are non-Muslim, and that's it. This is also a rule of jizya in Islam.
Understand. And about the thing you said that about fighting non-Muslims, tell me, in your family, for example, did your, I don't know, some relatives or your, I don't know, parents or somebody, were they hostile to non-Muslims, or do you know many
No,
people?
actually, the location of like in my location, they are not like this, and and the state law is not Islamic law. Islamic law. No, they do
I
not follow. The
understand.
state don't follow Islamic law, so no, nothing is happening here.
I understand. You're in a favorable position. But do you know, maybe, I don't know, some people that are radical against Christians, non-Muslims, and so on, or do you, or is it?
Like in Pakistan, in countries where this Islamic law is being followed, in that countries, non-Muslims are having a hard time, of course. Like in Pakistan, like this.
I understand. Can you tell me what
In
happened in your...
Afghanistan, yeah. Please say.
And sorry, I've cut you off. What happened in your heart that you have seen that Islam is false? I would like to know.
It was a bit heartbroken because actually it was a slow process. So it wasn't that much hard because it was not like I have come to know about Islam suddenly and I have left Islam. It's nothing like that. It was a long process. So I was being used to of this, but still it was a bit heartbreaking. And most probably I have wasted my time by praying 5 times and listening to it and trying to follow it. I have wasted my time, my precious time. This is something I don't like anymore like to think about. That's
I
it.
understand. I understand. And how was your life as a Muslim? Can you please a little bit explain us, describe us?
I used to pray 5 times, and I used to do hijab, and that's it. Actually, my family is not that much like they do not force anything, but still, I try to follow Islam as much as I can. And I used to pray like Rosa in the Ramadan. I used to fast, something like this. Yeah.
Do members of your family know that you left Islam, or do you hide it from them because of fear?
They some of them know, and I'm actually not that much loud about it that I have left Islam. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I
It's not a
understand.
big deal.
Okay, if we went about some crazy teachings in Islam, do you want to mention some more or not? Or
yeah, Islam is like Islam restricts people to in everything like arts. It is kind of forbidden in Islam, and also sports. These are like playing football and cricket and something like this. Like this kind of sports are forbidden. Chase, these are forbidden, and like you cannot be in a artistic field. Listening to music, creating music, playing instruments, and painting. All the things are, or just being a photographer. You cannot be.
so painting is also haram. I didn't know. I know that photographing is not, but painting. Why painting? You can
Painting of people, like people, animal, and yeah.
Oh my God!
These are the things are forbidden.
Crazy, crazy. Okay, and okay, I would like to know how radical is Islam in India. I don't know if you are from India. No, I don't have to know, but I hear from your voice you are probably from that somewhere from that area. And can you maybe explain us
in India Islam is not dominant in India, and that's why like the state doesn't follow that rule, Islamic rule. So it's quite secular, and other people like Hindu people and Hindu Christian, not every non-Muslim people are actually having a decent life. They can have a decent life in India, but yes, sometimes in some areas where Muslims are great in number, but when at that place they try to make some problems. Otherwise, it's fine actually.
And what would be your advice as an ex-Muslim for Muslim women? Because I think that many of them are not aware of this information. Many of Muslims don't read the Quran, as many of Christians don't read the Bible, and many Muslims don't read Hadiths. So what would be your advice for Muslim women?
I would say that in general, not just for women, not just for men, you better read your ideology, and also you can read about other ideology, and most probably and most importantly, you need to know that you deserve. Muslim women needs to know, needs to understand that they deserve a good life. They deserve a happy life, a peaceful life, a loyal loyal partner, and also their freedom to work, to choose the life they want to live, like their career and their family. They need to have this freedom. They have this right. Islam has taken it away from them, but I want them to know that they deserve.
Yeah, I understand. And what would be, as an ex-Muslim, your advice for Western politicians, spiritual leaders about Islam? Is it? I think it is a great threat to society, to democracy, to freedom of speech, and to women. What would be your message to them?
It's crucial. It's very crucial that Islam doesn't allow the freedom of speech and the secularism. They do not tolerate other religious people, other religion, other ideas. So Islam doesn't actually deserve them, because if you are being a secular person about Islam, then Islam will spread, and when Islam will be in power, you will be abolished. Your belief, your culture will be completely abolished by Islam. So you cannot be. This is my advice: do not be secular to Islam. Do not be. It doesn't deserve that. Your culture, you will end your own culture. You are digging your own hole. You will die because of Islam. Don't do that. And you can't be. It is not a religion. It's a complete cult.
Yeah. And when you were Muslim, have you thought of Islam as barbaric back then, when you were a true Muslim?
No, actually, what's happening, that some things always disturbed me about Islam. Many things actually disturbed me about Islam. But the Muslim scholars that I've said before, that they sugarcoat everything, and they try to make things they try to make things sound good about Islam, which is not actually Islam. So I was also listening to these scholars, and I also considered at a time in my life that Islam is the right way. And then I have opened my eyes, and I have learned about other things as well in the world. I have seen, examined, observed Islam as an observer, as an outsider, not as a Muslim. And that's when I have realized that no, it is not actually a religion for society.
And how do you see other religions compared to Islam? And
I do not actually completely know about any other religion in details, but I think Christianity has some good teachings, like the teaching of Jesus about treating everyone equally, loving, forgiving, and beautiful family. Like the two people become one soul, and this kind of beautiful teaching I definitely love this thing about Christianity. And about Hinduism, I like a lot of things, like their culture. They have an enriched culture, and it's all about knowledge. Like they have a lot of knowledgeable sources, and people can learn and enrich their life. And this is something I definitely love about Hinduism. And in Buddhism, they are finding the meaning of life. So yeah, it is also peaceful. I like these things about other religions. That's it.
And okay, and do you think Islam teaches Muslims to hate non-Muslims?
Okay.
Because I think that in Surah, I don't know, is it 98? It says that non-Muslims are worst of creatures. And how do you reconcile a peaceful religion, as Muslims say, oh, Islam is a religion of peace, and there we see cursing of Christians and Jews, and I don't know. I think it teaches in some ways hate to non-Muslims.
Okay. Let me say what happens, because in Muslim community, because Muslim people, they do not really read Quran with meaning. Most importantly, they may memorize Quran in Arabic, but they do not understand the meaning. So most of the Muslims, they actually don't know what is written in the Quran, what is actually actual teaching of Islam. But the fact is, when you are being grown up in a Muslim community, you know that you are the only group of people who are going in heaven, and other group of people, they are going to be in hell. So it gives a sense of superiority to Muslims, and it actually grows, because Muslim has a teaching that the Islam teaches them to dress themselves to groom themselves in a different way, so they can be recognized very easily. So they need to like create a difference between them and other religious people. And this is actually the root. This is how things grow. You know that you are the only group of people who are going in heaven. You are superior, you are different from other people. And this is how this what should I say, the hate increases. It's not like Islam or the Muslim scholars teaching them, oh, do not love other people. It's not like that. But gradually it grows inside of them. And you know that uh, the culture of other religion, they are false, they are bad. Hinduism is bad, Christianity is bad. It's these all are corrupted. They have a corrupted version of their scripture. So this is how like things actually grow gradually. And it comes to a point gradually where Muslim people, they hate non-Muslims. But it is not the actual case for every Muslim. They are in different states. Maybe they are just trying to be different from other religious people, or maybe they are just accepting that they are the only superior people who are going to be heaven, or maybe they have like gone through many other steps and they are now hating non-Muslims. It actually depends individually. But yes, Islam teaches Muslim to hate, or actually at least to see other non-Muslims differently than them. They are not human being. They are not just same human being who is loved, who are loved by the Creator. No, Muslims are the only group of people who are loved by their Creator. This is the belief.
Okay, but because I know there are many also, I love to say good Muslims, good people that do not follow true teachings of Islam and Quran,
Yes.
and they are good to us, to other people, but I don't see them that they really know Quran and that they really follow it. Because if they would follow him, they would follow Muhammad, and Muhammad said that non-Muslims should be brought to Islam with chains or on their necks. You know that Sahih Hadith in Bukhari. So it's really disturbing teachings in some cases.
Yes.
And tell me, did you or have you feel suppressed as Muslim woman in your life?
Individually, I'm a no, not individually. I have medication. I have completed my education, and it's fine. I'm actually not suppressed. But yes, it's a point like you cannot dress like that. You cannot do such things. These are actually, it's very common in Muslim families. So yeah, to some extent, I was being restricted, but I wouldn't say suppressed. No.
I understand. Okay. Does Islam promote free speech, in your opinion?
No. Islam doesn't promote any free speech. You can't even think. You
Yeah, I
cannot
heard that. I
question.
heard that
Yes.
that you can't think
Can't
really in
question.
Islam.
You
Can you
can't
explain that?
question. Yes.
Yeah,
So no free
is
speech.
that is funny, because if you can't question your religion, so that means what that means is, for example, you have some question that bothers you, and what then? How did you handle that as a Muslim? You just try to thought about other topics. You just try to concentrate on your prayer, or what? Or
You ask God, you ask Allah that please Allah remove this kind of question from my head. That's it.
okay, I've said, yeah,
Yeah.
I've written in that if there are some questions from audience, they can pose them. But okay, no questions now. Okay, I think we can get this interview to an end. It was nice talking to you, really, and I'm glad that we managed to do this interview, and it was really honored talking to you. And I wish you best in your fight for expression of freedom and the treatment of women in the world. And I invite anyone to check out your channel in YouTube. It is in the video description. And I would like you to share some final thoughts, if you have final words, some closing statements, if you want.
Thank you so much, first of all, that you have invited me. It was an honor for me too to be here and share my view. And it was really nice conversation. And thank you so much. That's it. And everyone who was listening to us, thanks to all.
Okay. I will now close this and say goodbye to everyone. And this was it for this live stream. And this was me and ex-Muslim Tahmin. And I hope you had a great time. I hope you will click on like, subscribe on both my and her channel, and share this video and share it to your friends, to your Muslim friends. And this is it from me, and may God bless you all, and goodbye.